Good morning, Year 8. Hopefully you had a good weekend. And raring to go this week. So sad I'm not there again to see you. Who knows? We might be back by the end of the year, but who knows? And we're going to keep going, doing some great work, and keep up the good work. Now, I forgot last lesson. I forgot to reveal the winners of the Hegarty Easter Challenge in the group, and we have a top three for the most correct answers. Okay, and it's an interesting top three. In third place, we have Mr. Thomas Pearson. So well done, Mr. Thomas Pearson. Third place. In second place, we have Miss Poppy Hibbert. Miss Poppy in second place. And the winner of the Easter Challenge with the most correct answers right, with some fantastic Hegarty maths over the Easter break, is Mr. Rory Simpson. So well done, Mr. Rory. You will all get prizes on your return, so do badger me. I often forget to give you the prizes, don't I? But I won't this time if you keep hassling me. Okay? But really well done. There's some excellent maths going on at the moment. Can I just remind you again all to upload your work to the correct page? So when you log on OneNote, you can see here Anastasia. Annie has done a fantastic job here uploading her work. And this lesson, you would need to put it in the right area there. The best way to do that is through your phone. I'll put a link again in Show My Homework Notes. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's move on. Now, actually, just before we move on to today's lesson, I want to explain what we're going to do next lesson, which is a bit odd. But on Wednesday, there's going to be a test. Okay. There's going to be a test. It's going to be a remote test, obviously. It's going to be through Dr. Frost, and I'll explain a little bit more about that at the end of the lesson. So it's something just to be aware of, and just to be, it's going to be on volume, but I'll explain a bit more about that at the end of the lesson. Right, okay, we're going to start with a starter activity. I'm going to disappear now, so you'll see me again on Wednesday. Good luck today and the rest of the week. I am on the emails if you need anything. Don't hesitate to get in touch. But you're doing really well so far, so well done. Keep it up. And I'm not going to give you long on this. 4 minutes on this activity. Off you go. Okay, that's about time, guys. You can mark your own work, please. Here are the answers. The value of the 3 is 3,000. This should have been non-calculator paper. £1.82. Don't forget the units. 20 is 25%. It's a quarter, isn't it? Bit of bus stop. 22 there, and then the 2 that are same with half are the 2 quarters and 18th. Remember, all of this should be on paper or still in your book if you've got any space left. I do appreciate a lot of you are running out of space now. Fine. Just remember to put it on paper and upload it to your OneNote. Right, okay, we'll start moving on today. We're going to go, so do make notes of this, nice margin. The date is the 27th today. Okay, and we're going to look at frequency tables today. Frequency tables. Okay, now I think you'll be okay with this, to be honest. I'm going to do 2 examples and then you're going to do some questions. So frequency tables are just an easier way to write lots of data. Okay, now we could have 2 different things. We could have discrete. Now you might have remembered that from last lesson. Discrete is when we've got whole number of things, and we might have something like this: number of goals scored, and we could have a list. This is all the games in a season, each game, and maybe Watford scores 0, 0. So might score 1 in the next. They might have scored 1 4 times. They might have scored 2 goals 3 times. 3 goals once, 4. I'm getting a little bit ambitious with Watford scoring 4 goals, but maybe it happened. And then maybe 5 goals once, okay? You can see if I had lots of information like that over many years, it would get a little bit messy putting it in a long list of numbers. So often we write it as a table. So this can be written as a table, much easier. So number of goals scored, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, there was 5, wasn't there, as well? And the number of things, we call that the frequency, is the amount that it occurs. So how many times did I score 0? 1, 2, 3. Okay, how many times did they score 1 goal? 1, 2, 3, 4 times. How many times 2? 3 times. Once they scored 3 goals. 2 times they scored 4 goals. And once they scored 5 goals. And that is what I mean by putting it in a frequency table. That's it. That's all it means. And that's for discrete data. Okay. Now continuous data, slightly different. So continuous, remember this was on a sliding scale. So something like you might end up with something like this. Time to run 200 meters. Okay, time to run 200 meters. And we've got lots of people here running the 200 meters. Imagine we've got someone comes in at 20.1 seconds, which is super fast. 22.1 seconds, that's also pretty quick. We've got someone comes in at 30.6. Someone comes in at 21.6 seconds. Someone at 31.8. And then someone in a little bit slower, 40.8 seconds. Okay, now again, if I was to write many more of those, I'd get a bit annoyed at having to put them in a list, and also it becomes very hard to see what's going on. So a table is much better here. Now the only difference is you've got to put them in groups, because continuous is so unspecific. We've got to put them as a range, and what the range is normally given to you. But let's put the time here. Let's say the time is X, so that means anything from say 20 seconds to 22 seconds there. I might say the next range is anything from 22 to 30 seconds, and then I might end up going up to sort of 50 seconds. Then 30. They'll give you the range in the question. They'll give you these ranges, and then you will just have to fill in the frequencies of how many fit into that range. Okay. Now, if I was 22, I'm going to put 20, someone running 22. Let's just say how many are between 20 and 22. Okay, so we've got 1 there. That's a bit more. 2 there. 22 itself will not go in this first column, because the second column is equal to 22. So I'm not going to put it in the first column. The In the first column, I've only got 2. The second column, between 20 and 30, I've got 1. I've only got 2 as well because 22 goes in there. And in the last column, I've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3. And you can now start to see how much easier it is in a table. You might argue that it's not as specific, and you're right, it's not as specific, but for most cases, a table is going to be a little bit more user-friendly and a little bit more useful. Okay, that is what a frequency table is. I think the rest of the questions, I think you're going to be okay at answering these. You're going to go straight in to do some work now using the textbook, because Hegarty's not great on these sort of activities. So what I want you to do is go to page 308, exercise 15C. It actually goes on to page 309 and 310. And I do want you to do question 1 to 5. So the whole exercise, please. There's a lot of reading, but most of them are quite fast questions. Okay, most of them quite fast questions. So question 1 to 5, and then it's really important you upload your work to the correct OneNote page. Okay. Now, if you finish in time, and some of you may finish with a bit of the lesson left, you can then start to prepare. So then prepare the test on Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday. Now, I'll give you some more information in the video on Wednesday's lesson. But what's going to happen is the test is going to start at 3 o'clock on Wednesday, which is halfway through period 7, and it's going to go all the way to the end of the day, so probably 3:45. But I'll confirm that on the day. The test is going to be on the following topics: volume. Now that means of a cuboid, of a cylinder. Okay, and also prisms. And it's also going to include density, okay, density, and it's also going to include what we've done on data so far, including frequency tables, what we did today. Okay, so that's what it's going to include. I will put a few tasks in the show my homework for Hegarty, so you can do a little bit of revision. But what I do want you to do a bit of revision on that test. It will be on Wednesday. What you'll have to do is log on to Dr. Frost, and it's going to be timed on there. You'll have to put all your workings on paper and then upload to OneNote. Okay, but a few more details to come. What I want you to do today, focus on today first. That is this activity in the box. All right. Well done, guys. Keep going. I've been so impressed so far, and just keep working hard, and you're going to be fine. Okay. Right. Catch you on Wednesday, guys. Good luck today.